Hey, y'all, what's up? Eric Jensen, just up in the midnight hour, the late night hours. Just wanted to talk about this whole Tim Norman, Sweetie Pie's murder that this bitch ass nigga Tim Norman has been finally sentenced to two life sentences. Not only will he die in prison, but if he come back resurrected as Tim Norman again, aka Bucci Bear, with thick thighs at the bottom of his body, he will have to do life again. He will have to come back on this earth and do life in prison. So this is a good thing. Justice has been served to, Andre Montgomery's family and the loved one, the supporters that was, saluting him while he was on this earth. It just goes to show you that, people in your family, some of them don't have the best intentions for you. And in Tim Norman's case, that bitch ass nigga was just money hungry and was just out for power. Now, if you don't know who Tim Norman is, if you looked at the TV show known as Sweetie Pies on the OWN network, and I want to say this, shout out to my sister, Miss Analytical, because she been keeping up with this story for a couple of years with this whole Sweetie Pie situation. I listened to it from her channel mainly, and my brother Pharaoh Speaks. He did a couple of videos on this whole situation with, Tim Norman and him orchestrating the murder of the late great Andre Montgomery. He was one of the characters from the Sweetie Pies TV show. He was Miss Robbie's grandson, and this whole situation is just sad to see when it comes to black people and just being a family within, the black community. It just bring a bad stain on, that St. Louis area around, the Sweetie Pies, name, because Miss Robbie, she did have to close down one of her restaurants and stuff, but it's some strange things going on between, you know, that whole murder and, people that was orchestrating it and, that whole situation. It's just good to hear and glad to see the results of this motherfucker getting two life sentences. And he will be in prison for the rest of his life. And the people who was orchestrating it with him, they really got off real lightly. Because I think one person that he was, having a sexual relationship with, she only got 10 years. And the dude who was trying to file the life insurance claim, the motherfucker only got 3 years. So, basically, some of these folks were getting their Takashi 6ix9ine on, to try to get out of this long, long, long ride. In the words of one of the overseers from life, they wouldn't try to take that long ride, boss. They was just gonna put all the, weight on Tim Norman's fat ass. But he does deserve what he got, and I hope that he rots in prison for the rest of his natural born fucking life. Don't give him no parole date. Don't give him no time served. Just let him go on and ride that life sentence out. And if he come back as something else, go on and catch his ass. If he's a squirrel, go on and put him in one of them cages for the rest of his life. If he's Magneto from X-Men, put him in one of these rooms where he can't make nothing to escape. Just go on and let him ride out into the sunset and just keep his ass locked up on some Akon type shit. So yeah, he better get ready to drop the soap because he's back where he's belong. He already been in prison. He has a long criminal history. He did 10 years for armed robbery. So you would think that this man would have learned from his mistakes. Him being a young man, him getting arrested, him trying to be on that rah rah shit, him trying to be, body on some masterpiece shit. 10 years for armed robbery, and he gets out. He gets a second chance at life. His mother had the restaurant. She was doing real good, successful businesswoman. In the St. Louis area, she had her own TV show on the OWN network, which is owned by Okra, aka Oprah Winfrey. You would have thought this dude had everything, together, his head on the swivel. But once you looked at the show, you can see that this nigga had problems, man. He had problems. He had, anger and management, anger issues, just trying to do shit like they was on D Block in the prison. Trying to have that prison structure around the co-workers, his family members, just causing mischief, man. And it's just sad to see that your own motherfucking uncle, your own family member, your own blood will set your own nephew up to get killed unjustly. And for only $400,000 worth of life insurance money. Like, come on now. Just like my brother Pharaoh Speak said in the damn music in the video he did a couple of years ago, wasn't even a million. Like, come on now, that shit ain't really worth it. See, this is a problem within the black community. You know, some of us want to just be shining. Some of us just want to get money by any means necessary. If it means selling drugs, if it means robbing people, if it means running up in a bank trying to get it how you live, or if it means trying to set up your own goddamn nephew for some money. It just goes to show you that some of these people in your family, they can't be saved. You're gonna have to stay as far away from them. You just gonna have to let God handle them in a good way or in a bad way. But you know, his chickens had came home to roost, and he will always be remembered as that bitch ass nigga from Sweetie Pies who set up his own nephew for, you know, money that don't mean anything, you know. And I just feel sorry for Andre Montgomery's mother, his family members, his sister, you know, the people around him that actually cared about him. And I don't know, man. It just goes to show you that you can't trust everybody in your family, man. You just have to stick with the people who actually care about you, love, and support you. But that's all I wanted to say about this whole ass nigga Tim Norman. He got these double L's, life sentences. He would be pop locking. He would be pop locking and dropping it for the bigger dudes on D Block. He would be dropping it low in the showers for the rest of his natural born life. And I just feel sorry for his son. I'm glad his former baby mama, I think her name was Janae, if I'm not mistaken. I'm glad she don't have to deal with this whole situation no more, because he was treating that sister bad, man, on the TV show, man. He wasn't really, you know, showing his love and support as a black man to that lady. And I just feel sorry for his son, knowing damn well he had to grow up knowing that his father was a bitch ass nigga, and he set up his own nephew for, you know, materialistic things such as money and other things. And he thought he was slick. He thought he could get away with it. He thought he could cover his own tracks. But God worked in mysterious ways, and God said, "No, nigga, you finna hold this L. You finna hold this L like Meek Mill. You finna hold this L like Drake after Pusha T hit your ass with that story of Addion. You finna hold this L like my Atlanta Falcons did in the Super Bowl a couple of years ago. You finna hold this L like Tom Brady not getting to the Super Bowl and retiring finally." So this is all I have to say. Like, share, comment, subscribe. What do you think about this whole Tim Norman, Sweetie Pie situation? And what do you think other people's, you know, outcome of the court case is about it? But just put your comments in the comment section. Like, share, comment, subscribe. And I will see y'all in the next video.